More than 1,000 mental health professionals from all across Minnesota sign on to a letter demanding action to stop gun violence. Advocates dropped off that letter at the Capitol this morning. It's also where they held a rally where many shared firsthand experiences of wide-ranging trauma caused by gun violence. Now, that included a Minneapolis dad of 2 Annunciation Catholic school students. He explained the toll that deadly shooting at the kids' school church last August has left on the entire community.
Astoria, along with so many other Annunciation students, have been diagnosed with severe PTSD. And they are left to cope with horrific images, unspeakable images that only the most seasoned combat veterans may experience on the battlefield.
That father questioned why military-style firearms are even legal. That's just one topic these advocates hope lawmakers take action on in the spring.
There are so many evidence-based harm reduction approaches that we can take to reduce the misuse of guns. We need elected leaders of all backgrounds to engage in these difficult, nuanced conversations in good faith and not hide behind talking points.
And Governor Walz wanted a special session on gun laws after the Annunciation shooting, but it never happened. Then in December, Walz did sign 2 executive orders expanding education on safe gun storage and red flag laws, along with setting up a state council to make recommendations on gun violence solutions. Walz hopes that lays a groundwork for the upcoming legislative session, which, by the way, starts Tuesday.